Baby, you should know this. And I ain't blowing no smoke.
Why do I feel like, oh my god, I think he's even gonna watch this video and he's gonna be like, this motherfucker. But anyway, I'm gonna get right into it. So, when I tell you guys do not trust people, I'm not just talking about men, I'm talking about females too. Do not trust anybody with nothing. If somebody does not show it to you, do not trust anybody. I just personally feel like there's things called heat of the moment. If it was a heat of the moment situation, I would have been sitting here with syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, everything. Okay, everything. I would have been sitting with it, and you know what? It breaks you so much because let's get into it. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat you guys. If you know me, you know I barely sugarcoat nonsense. Okay, I just don't feel I have a reason to. We all have been through like people had cervical infections. People had like there's small minor treatable infections, you know, that you probably get from your partner or probably by, you know, the friction and things like that. We're gonna do sexual education later. This is a story time on how this nigga thought he was slicker than slick. I'm slicker than him.
Even you know where the danger is. You know where the danger is.
But he thinks he's slicker than me. So rewind back to where we met. So I met this guy in a shopping mall, right? I met him in Foot Lock. And we started talking, you know, and stuff like that. He looked very clean, presentable, you know, and he talked to me. He literally was standing in front of my face. I liked that. The way he was talking to me was just like, this masculine energy. I liked it. That's why I proceeded talking to this guy. The way he dressed, top class. The way he smelled, baby. If you don't smell good, or if I don't get that a smell when I like see you or when you're standing in front of me, then baby, what are we doing? There's just things that pulls me, you know. The fact that you're smelling nice, I might talk to you much longer than I'm supposed to. So forward to where we started meeting up, you know, because this guy walked me to my car and his car was parked like 5 cars away from mine. So I could see his car and I was like, you got a nice car. You know, he was driving a Benz and I think it's the latest one, but I don't know what y'all call it, but I think it's the latest Benz. He was driving a Benz and I was like, nice car. Dresses good. Smells good. Brushes his teeth. He got white teeth. I'm like, and he looks presentable. I like a man that looks presentable. You know, do not come to me telling me all of this, but you look like a hood rat. I do not do that. Okay, we do not play like that. So this man looked right. From my eyes to whatever he was portraying, looked very good, and I was going for that. I was there for it. Okay, not to say I go after men for stuff like that, but because I have mine too. You feel me? He walked me to my car and I was like, nice whip. I'm like, oh, you got a nice car too. So fast forward, we started hooking up, you know, and stuff like that. I explained to him that I am not in a rush for a sexual relationship. I do not want that if I'm not having something stable. I do not do sexual relationships on its own. I do not offer that service. I'm very sorry. I don't do that. It's either we're doing this in a relationship or we're not doing it at all. And I told him that I need to get to know you so I could see all seasons. My father taught me that you need to get to know somebody through all their seasons. You need to know them angry. You need to know them when they got money, when they broke, when they're frustrated, when they're happy. You need to know if you're ready to stick with this. Because people go so fast into relationships, they get a whole 360 of the situation and they're just like, I did not sign up for this. Exactly, because you did not allow yourself to get to know this person through all their seasons. So I told him that's what I want to know because I'm not ready to waste time. I know I'm not ready to waste time. I'm 23. I'm young, yes, but I don't want to waste 4 or 5 years of my time with somebody that's not treating me right or that's not doing it for me. You feel what I'm saying? So he was like, aight. He was cool with it. Okay, we got to know each other, went on a couple of dates, movie dates. We went to eat out and stuff like that. If you do follow me, which I highly recommend, you should follow me so you could be up to date with what's happening so that this story and what I show you prior makes sense. The combos is connecting. So that's what I like. So we did that. We got to know each other, and what he was showing me, I like that. I did like that. I'm not even gonna shoot it. I did like it, okay? He was like, you're just as a presentable woman. I like this about you. I like that you're straightforward. You know, he was saying everything I want to know. And if you guys do remember, you see here, remember the guy that I posted, the screenshot that I posted on Instagram where I said, where he said, oh, he's sending flowers to my job. He even asked for permission to send flowers to my job. He even asked for permission. Bro, people don't do that. He asked for permission to send flowers to my job. Who don't want flowers, baby? Who do not want flowers? Because I do. Okay, he sent me chocolates, he sent me flowers. He even said, you know what, please make time for me. I want to spend time with you. I miss you. Yada yada yada. Okay, I'm just gonna call this nigga from the trench, because that's where he's from. And you know, a lot of people came for me because they're like, oh, he probably did not know. You don't have to put him on blast. Let me tell you why I'm putting him on blast, and let me tell you why I'm so pressed. I'm pressed about the situation, because you do not do that to somebody. We've been talking for 6 months. Okay? We've been talking for 6 months. Consistently. Every day he calls me. And if he doesn't call me, he will be like, you know, I just want to check up on you. Are you fine? I'm a little bit busy, caught up with time, but let's make time for each other. You know, he always kept me in the loop, in his corner. And I was there for that corner. I was literally sitting in the corner. Okay? Fast forward. So everything is cool. You know, I did not feel the need to ask him to do a test or any of these things prior, because I did not want it to come off like we are gonna have sex in the future, because you get to know people and then later on you're like, oh, I don't think I really fit. You know, we do not do that. So I was like, when it is the right time, I will call upon this. You understand what I mean? I will call upon this. And the time came where he became a little bit smooch, because we were so comfortable. I mean, it's a duration of 6 months. I was comfortable enough to go to his apartment, because within the 6 months, he did not force me for any sexual interaction. He did not want to kiss on me. He did not want to do all of that. It made me feel really safe with this person. I went to his apartment a couple of times. We ate out, you know, and he brought me back home. You understand what I mean? I always just tried not to put myself in a position where I'm in heat of the moment. You understand? Because of heat of the moment, people got babies because of heat of the moment. And because of heat of the moment, I would have been in a situation. So I kept my sexual urges to myself, because if you know me, you know I'm a little bit picky with who I do things, you know, because people don't understand the consequences that come with sex. They just want to have sex. And I'm not trying to have that with anybody like that. Okay, it's not going to make sense. So at the end of the day, I did tell him, you know what? I think we're both ready for this. I think we like each other. I think we like each other. So let's go for this. You know? And in this 6 months, I also told him that if you do want to be with somebody else, talk to other people, it's fine, because I'm in the process of getting to know you. I'm not saying we are building this to be in a relationship. And you know, he did understand me. That's one thing I loved about him. He did understand what I was saying. You understand? Like, he thinks out of the box, and I like that. I like it for that. But then I did let him know, if you want to be with somebody else, if you're thinking of, you know, talking to somebody else, having sex with somebody else, you know, you're a grown person. You make your own decisions. Just let me know the same way I let you know. You understand what I'm saying? So that we both don't waste our time, so we can know where we're heading. You understand what I'm saying? Fine. He be telling me, I'm just with you, baby girl. You know, I don't know how you see or where this is going, but I really just want to be with you. I just feel like when we're both ready. He's talking about when we're both ready. So in this sense, he's been explaining to me that he's not been with anybody else for those 6 months. He's not been with anybody else. He's not been sleeping around. He's not talking to anybody like he talks to me. He does not do anything for anybody like he does it for me and stuff like that, like going on dates, sending flowers to my job, doing all of the, you know, the nice stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. If you clean, I'm clean. You understand? But it does not mean I'm gonna open my legs for you. It don't mean like that. You understand what I'm saying? We did a little bit, but then I was just like, yeah, I don't want it to progress, so let's not do that. You understand what I'm saying? And he did respect my wishes, and I love him for that. So I was like, okay, baby, we could do this, but let's start with the paperwork. And he's like, This conversation happened the day before yesterday. Okay? And I told him, you know what? Just as a token of appreciation, because yeah, I'm that girl. I do spend on my niggas. I just feel it's a token of appreciation. So I offered to pay for everything, you know, because everything in America works with, do you have insurance? Do you have medical aid? Yada, yada, yada. So I was like, wherever we go, because, you know, let me pay for everything. And if you're not comfortable going to like the doctors or coming to my job so I could do it for us, I could buy the home test. But then one thing about the rapid test, I wanted us to do like a blood test because I wanted to make sure he is clean. Okay? For more results on that, you're gonna have to pay. If you want people to look into depth, you're gonna have people, you're gonna have to pay for it. Okay? And I was ready to pay for that because there is no amount of money that you could put down to get me sick. No, we're not doing that. Like, let's do anything else, but that, we're not doing that. So at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, I had to force him for like 3 hours. So tell me, why am I not supposed to be pressed? Why am I forcing you to take an HIV test? Why am I forcing you to take an STD test? Why am I forcing you to check your health? Mind you, within this time, when we met, he told me, oh, I always do tests, you know, my doctors always let me know that it's time for me to go take my test, and I go take my test, and I'm like, oh, this is actually nice. This is nice. He looks after himself, and I love this for him. You know, I'm here for that.
Why did you bring this bitch to me? Hello?
Fine. I asked him, okay, so where's your last results? He's been taking me in riddles. I don't know. He's just saying so many things that I don't understand, you know, and stuff like that. He's like, oh, I have like this stuff on paper. And I'm like, I'm a nurse here. Don't think I'm stupid. I'm like, you can pull up your results on your chart because I believe you do have a chart. Okay. He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, already red flag number 1. Yeah. Red flag number 1. I was like, yeah, let's go. I forced him. He's even like, we literally had an argument about which health center we need to go to, which clinic we need to go to. And I'm like, I'm paying. Why are you so pressed about where we're supposed to go? It do not make sense. It don't make sense. Let's go to any place. They all have supplies, you know? So I was like, at first I was offering my job, come to my job so I could do it. It's easier, you know, and stuff like that. Like, I could have us in a private room, me and you, and I could draw your blood because I'm a nurse. And I gave him so many options, but he was taking me in turns, and I was just like, from everything he has shown me, he has never shown like a red flag. This is the first time he's showing me a red flag, you know. I'm somebody that I put boundaries. I have boundaries that keep me in line. A lot of people say, oh, you're doing too much. You don't have to put rules on your life. You ain't living your life. But let me tell you, it's because of rules that people act right. If you break the rules, you live with the repercussions of it. And I'm not trying to do that, okay? So fast forward, we go to the hospital. Boom. Nigga is acting fine. He's confident. He's, you know, he's doing everything and anything. You know, he's just like, where's the doctors at? Where's the what at? You know, let's do this. Let's do that. I'm filling in the forms because I'm the one paying. Okay? I'm the one paying. So I didn't have no problem taking out money for that because he's done so much. All of the dates we went on, he never wanted me to pay. Never wanted me to do nothing. It was just right for me to do it. Fine. Fast forward. We get to the room, you know, they prep us, clean up, whatnot. They taking the blood, and I did ask, I requested for a rapid test, and then they draw our blood too. just to make sure this shit is legit. They did that, and boom, rapid test come back positive. I'm like, I'm looking at the doctor looking at me looking at him, he looking at me, and looking at the doctor. We're looking at each other. I'm like, mind you, let me put this out there. He did want me to be in the room with him while both of our results get revealed, because I mean, that's why we're doing it. I want to know your results, you want to know mine, so why not be in the same room? And he agreed to it, because on our way to the hospital, he just became so confident, like, yeah, we really need to do this. You understand what I mean? Because I was like, what? Like, okay, mind you, just a couple of hours ago, or let me say a couple of days ago, you was like, we should just, he was trying to have this sex with me. You understand what I mean? And at that point, I was like, I wasn't really pushing him away too much, because I was like, he's doing everything right. But something in me was like, relax. Let's go testing. Let's go. My nigga, let's run. Something in me, and I tell you, when I tell you God is good all the time. God is good. When I tell you God is good, he's good. Something kept telling me, no, we are not doing this. It's a total no. Because why? Why would you overstep your boundaries? Because as a woman, when you set boundaries for yourself and you overstep them once, you're always going to overstep your boundaries. You're always going to overstep. Baby, you can tell me whatever you want. You're always going to overstep your boundaries. This is what he did. And, we kissed and stuff like this a couple of days ago. And it was okay. But then he was trying to have sex with me. He was trying to slaughter me. And you could see this man sexual urge towards me was like,
I want to hit you.
but I was not trying to do that. I liked the energy that came with it, but I was like, I really need to know your results. So let me take you back to the room where we're in, right? Boom. Results come back positive. I'm like, so now we're waiting for mine. Mine come back negative. And I'm looking at him. And I'm like, you said you tested when? 3 months ago? What was your results like? And the doctor is saying he could pull that up on his chart. Niggas just looking at me and be like, so where do we stand now? That's what his question was. Where do we stand? I told him I'm not standing. I'm sitting down. You're standing alone. Because I'm not gonna do this. You literally, why did you lie? That's why I'm pressed. You lied that you did HIV test and all of this stuff, because the only thing that came clean from his end was HIV. He had all this other things. And mind you, I'm a nurse. I know that with certain STDs, you have symptoms. You do have symptoms, okay? You have symptoms. It's either you're having a discharge, you're itching your ass off, it's burning when you urinate. You feel pain when you're having sex. So I don't understand, what is there that he could not see? First off, what that proved to me is you're dirty. You might look clean, but sir, you are dirty as hell. Second of all, that proves to me that you're sleeping with people around that you don't know. You don't even know people's status, but you're sleeping around raw with people. That's scary enough for me. That is scary enough for me. The fact that you are even just sleep. Why did you have to lie to me that you're not sleeping around with people, but you're literally having a raw sexual relationship with somebody out there that is also sick? Because where is this coming from? At that point, I was assuming that you are sleeping with multiple people, not just one, because I asked him, who did this to you? Because at that point, my inner nurse came out, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make sure you get your medication. And I also want you to let your partners know that they need to get tested. That is what I told him. I was not even trying to be a psycho. I was just like, you know what? At least with what you were showing me, all the dates and stuff, I enjoyed it. It's nice. There was no hurt in this situation, because at least I tested you out also before we did any of that. And he's like, oh, you don't have to be pressed. I could just take my medication and then we can go from there. I'm like, It don't seem like you want to be in a relationship anymore. It seems like you just want to smash me from the back. You just want to play with my private part. It don't play like that. Like, he did not get the bigger picture at that point, and I just feel like he knew about it, because I've seen this guy in a situation where something happens and how he reacts to it, and then in this room he was just like, so where do we stand? What? No, we are not doing that. We're not doing that, my dear. We are not doing that. So for me, it was really embarrassing, because I do know the doctor that was in the room with us. I really was embarrassed. I wouldn't even lie. All I would tell you guys is my advice is, do not sleep with somebody if you don't know their status. I don't care how long you know somebody. Even if you're married, you're going to test yourself. People get sick for nothing, just because they're trying to be faithful. You are faithful to someone that's not faithful to you. You can never know somebody so well. I tell you, you could never know somebody so well, and that is what this proved to me. If I did not have boundaries, I would have had sex with him. I would have slept with him, because all of this 6 months he's been doing everything right, taking me on dates, making sure my nails is done. He even paid for this nails, baby. I did not pay for my nails. He just asked me, you want to do your nails? I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, okay, send me the fee, everything. I'm gonna send it to whoever's doing your nails. If I cannot, I'm gonna send it to you, and you're gonna do your nails look cute. Every time we went out, this guy brought me flowers. He did all of this, you know, and I did not want to post him, because I did not want to jinx myself. You understand what I mean? Just come to find out that this person has a whole double life. Test the people. I don't care how long you're in a relationship. I don't even care that your mother knows this boy. You go test him. People make mistakes, and they're so shy to tell you about the mistakes, and now you have to be collateral damage to those mistakes. Go out and test yourself. Make sure you are clean and your partner is clean, okay? Things happen, bro. Things happen. I know so many women that have been in situations where they got an infection, and they're like, but I don't understand. Who slept, who cheated because we were both, like, we lived together or stuff like that, you know? Like, anything is possible, guys. Just go and test yourself. I've come to the end of the story time. I'm still pressed, but my doctor asked me, you know that this could actually result in a case because you lied to somebody. But then I did not want to take it that way, because it's kind of complicated, but it's not. But I was just like, yeah, at least he was willing to come to this place to do the test. You know, if something happened between us and I got it, I could have opened a case, because you literally lied and you put my health at risk. That's a big thing in the States. I tell you, you can get away with so much just by reporting somebody for stuff like that, because people are wrong. People are wrong for doing things like that. It's just not right. He's here blowing up my phone, acting like he did not do shit. He's like, why are you so quiet? I'm like, boy, delete my number. You look too good to be in this situation. Like, why? Just why? Why? It proved so much things to me about people, and in general, it just proved to me why having boundaries in your life, rules that you follow in your life, is so important. Guys, I'm gonna make a video about the rules that I have in my life that keeps me in check. It might help you. It might, you know, I just feel like every woman needs that, just so that you avoid stupid stuff like this from happening. So from me, it's toodles.